Hello, greetings from Ganford Eric in Cameroon. I am a classroom teacher and at the same time big history project teacher in Cameroon. I teach in a school in Yaoundé. I got so inspired in a big history project when I met the big history project coordinator, Mr. Siketan, who is present. Hello, Mr. Siketan.
Hi.
Okay, good. I thought I got so interested in a big history project. In that regard, when I got your request on the Cameroonian culture with respect to big history project, how it can be connected, in that fact, Cameroon has a lot of cultural diversities that which and in Cameroon with respect to its culture, as it is already on this board, this is the Cameroon's culture. The people first. We brought out three key parts. The Tajo dance, where most of their culture is always being presented in various dances. This is done by the people of Bamenda. We have the Boto dance, which is by the Douala. We have the Utsi, which is by the people of the central and in the south. In that regard, we are still saying that the culture of Cameroon is equally being portrayed in different ways, just like in this my dressing, which you are seeing, and also in various rituals. But in this regard, Cameroonians have got a lot of problems with their cultural attachments. They inherited their culture from their ancestors. The ancestor which they were born by them. In that regard, Cameroonian culture have got a lot of problems, but we are aligned to in connection to big history project. The problem is we have the influence of migration during the period of slavery and slave trade. Many of us have run our homeland where we had a lot of cultural attachments. That has come to a little weaken our attachment to our cultural inheritance. There is equally the problem of religious movements. As long as in 1884, with the arrival of various missionaries in Cameroon, they played a big role to influence the people not to look at their culture but instead believe in their own culture. What is the way forward with respect to big history project in Cameroon? What is the place of their culture? Big history project is coming. I, for one, as a classroom teacher, use the knowledge of big history project to teach my various learners on how they should maintain this culture so that it should not go extinct. If not, if big history project doesn't come to remind these learners about what their culture was, the big history of their culture, they will somehow tend to believe in some people's culture. That is why in Cameroon today, you find people who don't like their culture. But our culture today is still having a lot of impact. That is why nowadays we still find people who are still attached to their culture. People who still use their mask. People who still practice their ritual during festivals, during death ceremony, and so many other ways. But my only worry about us in Cameroon is that we will keep on holding firm because we cannot leave this our culture. That is why Big History Project, as my Big History Project coordinator, inspired me will come to remind this our young generation. That is why I have a little worry to ask you, what can be the possible solution with respect to the interconnection of big issue projects? That what can the people actually do so that we should erase that act of believing in other people's culture? Thank you very much.